Hey guys, happy Monday, Monday back day, baby. So we're looking like this is gonna be the first full week back to training. You know, we hit everything last week except shoulders, but this week we're gonna re-include a shoulder day. It's time. I'm sure it'll be all right. I'm not concerned with it. We're on the way to the gym right now. Like I said, smashing back. Now, here's what we've got in us so far: 3 meals deep, plus a Pop Tart. And when I say a Pop Tart, I was looking at the car in front of me, being funky. When I say a Pop Tart, we mean a package of Pop Tarts, because that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's one serving, right? Do you know anyone who's ever opened up a bag of Pop Tarts, the silver bag, and said, "I'm going to have one"? If you do, they shouldn't be your friend anymore. You know, I wouldn't trust them. Just saying, guys. But anyway, so let's go over what we had today so far, right? Meal 1, 14 egg whites, 2 cups of white rice. Plain, simple, and a cup of pineapple juice. So, yeah, 8 ounces of pineapple juice, that's a cup. Yeah. God, people are crazy today. Second meal, we had 8 ounces of turkey with 2 cups of we did pasta today. 2 cups of pasta. Plain and simple, that was it. Meal number 3, we did 2 more cups of pasta. And this is my pre-workout meal, so I just had this one a little bit ago. 2 cups of pasta, 14 egg whites, 2 Pop-Tarts, or 1 Pop-Tart, whatever you want to call it, 1 Pop-Tart serving. And then I'm going to kill the rest of this pineapple juice on the way to the gym. And this is about 8 ounces. I get 4 servings out of one of these, and I weigh it out every morning. And this is obviously the last serving, and I already took a couple swigs out of it. So, not quite 8 ounces in here, but call it 6, right? We have that. We got about a half a gallon of water in this so far. And we're going to the gym, baby, just fueled up and ready to go, right? By the way, if you want a good pineapple juice brand, this stuff is delicious. I know I've spoken about it once before. What's nice about it is pure organic, all that good stuff, right? But the only ingredient is pineapple juice. So there's no fillers, there's no preservatives, there's no nothing. It's just organic pineapple juice. Now, what's funny is finding organic pineapples is a surprisingly hard thing to do in the grocery store. Because they're usually out of season. But this stuff is, I guess, I don't know, where is it made? Florida. Okay, so that makes sense. Comes from Miami. So they could grow pineapples there all year if they wanted to. But regular pineapples, like non-organic pineapples, they're super sweet, but they're so sweet sometimes to the point where they have like a bite to them, you know what I mean? So this is like a nice, dulled back a little bit sweet. Obviously they didn't add any sugar or anything to it, but pineapple juice usually doesn't add any sugar anyway. There's plenty of sweetness in there. But it's just the organic versus the inorganic in that aspect. Regardless of health-wise, just flavor-wise, man, it just tastes so much better. Let me get the brand name for you. It is Lakewood. Lakewood? Send a check, all right? But, oh man, I could drink this thing all day. I kind of do. Not anymore, but now I do. All right, so that's done. We're gonna hang out a little bit. Slam my pre-workout in a couple minutes. But man, whenever I train, right, I'm always looking back at what I did last week and doing essentially exactly that workout, unless somebody's in the way and I'll do something else, whatever, but 99% of the time it's the exact same workout. I find that works very, very well for me. Except what I'll do is I'll increase the reps or the time under tension or the weight or something wherever I can. You know, at least one of those exercises per day, I'll increase somewhere. If I find that there's like 2 weeks that go by and nothing increases whatsoever, which I'll be honest hasn't happened in a really long time, then I'll taper back a little bit and I'll say, not taper back, but I'll take a big step back and ask myself some hard questions like, you know, how has my sleep been? How has my diet been? How has everything been? You know, if I see my weight not improving or anything for a while, you know, how has my diet really been? You know, I know what I eat, and the body adapts rapidly. Maybe it's not enough in 2 months from now as to what is enough now to make me grow, you know, because metabolism, it grew along with me. You know, so constantly having that data to look back to, man, it helps a lot. You know, I'm not a purely science-based lifter or anything like that. You know, I'm a bro science bodybuilder when it comes to it, but having that information at my disposal, it makes sure that I improve every single week. You know, you could take somebody who trains their ass off, right? And they're on their middle set. Let's just say they max out a bench, to keep math simple, at 315, right? Whatever. They warmed up with a plate. They did 2 plates in the middle of each set to just keep doing more weight and going up, but because you don't want to jump from 1 to 3. You know, that's what I call a proprioception set. But some people just treat it like a regular set. And then you have the balls out work set. Now, if you continue to put too much energy into that second set, you'll find that that work set, you know, it's going to take a long time to get any better at it because you keep wasting energy on the one before. So that's what I mean by, like, science and data, things of that nature. Oh my God. Science and data, things like that, where, you know, taking things into account, like proprioception sets, for instance, where I don't need to waste all my energy on this middle set that I'm not going to get anything out of, because my body's capable of one that's so much greater. The middle set's just kind of a safety set, you know? It's like double checking your harnesses before you go all in. You know, doing that one full-blown killer, it's just going to hinder what my body's actually capable of doing real set-wise. Because at that point, it's just fatigue, right? Even though the muscles are capable of exerting X amount of pressure and weight, this is just a fatigue question, you know? So I take things science-based in that regard, where I like to know exactly what I did last week so I can continue to push myself. It's not like, well, technically, because you hit the bicep at this angle, you don't have to hit it at this angle, and if you don't twist it all the way like that, then you might as well not have gone to the gym that day. It's like, dude, listen. You're 120 pounds soaking wet trying to tell somebody what to do. You know? When I need some help and I plateau, you know, I'm going to ask my butcher. I'm going to ask the construction worker. I'm not going to... You're the last person I'm going to go to. Matter of fact, I'm going to get drunk and talk to myself in the mirror before I talk to you. You know? So that... God, I have to get in front of these people. It is just a slew of slobies, just 20 miles an hour on the freaking parkway. I mean, that woman was 1,000, so I get it, but damn. Okay, now we're cruising. Now we're cruising, baby. Cruising to the gym. So yeah, I don't take a lot of science into consideration. Don't get me, well, no, I can't say that. I take a lot of science into consideration with how my form is, how I execute things, and proprioception sets, things like that. But I never let it trump my intensity, you know, because that always comes first. But if I see my intensity is balls out really good, but my form is shit, you know, that's a weight problem. You know, that's a John's not strong enough for that yet problem. But man, that you know, I never encountered that situation really, because I don't make giant stupid jumps up in weight since I have that data to go off. You know, I'm not blindly saying we're going to do an extra 50 pounds on the bicep curls today because I'm feeling good. It's like, well, dude, that's a jump, you know. If you're feeling real good, you want to slap 50 pounds on a rack pull or 50 pounds on a deadlift, you know, God bless, that sounds, you'll be all right. But 50 pounds on a bicep curl is another, I'm talking single arm dumbbells. That's another story, you know. I curled the 50s, I'm going to do the 100s today because I'm feeling good. It's like, hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. Why don't you try the 60s first? You know what I mean? Why don't you try the 60s first? But I'd say we're approaching close enough to slam this pre-workout. Cheers, my friends. Ooh. Okay. What's cool too is last I checked, we actually have a shot. It's not a chance, it's a shot. It's a slim shot of hitting the 400 subscribers on the channel before end of the month or February. We're like, I think 5 away right now, which is sick. So that's awesome. Thank you guys. If you watch these videos and you're not subscribing, please subscribe. It does help us a lot, you know. If you enjoy the videos, subscribe. If you don't enjoy them, don't subscribe. Because then why would you want to see my handsome face anymore? Right? Why would you want awesome workout advice? Why would you want tips on the best pineapple juice, you know? I give that information for free. Do you have any bottles of pineapple juice I've drank in my life to find that brand for you guys? Man, it's been a lot of pineapple juice in my life. A lot of pineapple juice, even more steaks. That's what life's about, man. Fruit and meat. Fruit, meat, and weights, you know? It's like I went out with a couple of my buddies a few nights ago, and I put a picture up on social media. It just said boys beef bourbon in that order. Short, sweet, to the point. Any of my guys out there, you guys know what's up, right? That's how it goes, baby. So, we'll be at the gym after the stoplight. I'm going to leave you here. Let's get inside, smash a back workout, and I'll see you there. Man, it feels good to be doing these again. So, this is pretty much a testament to where my flexibility is right now after everything that happened with my shoulder. Still feels a lot better. We did the warm-up set first to make sure I didn't set this whole shebang up to not be able to do anything. So we did a warm-up set first, 45 on each side. Right now is the appropriate reception. We had 45 and a quarter on each. Assuming this feels good, we'll go back to our normal work set, which is 2 plates on each side. Let's find out together, shall we? All right. Buckle up for safety. The idiots will make fun of you, and the experts will know what you're in for. All right. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Right. Ooh. All right, so obviously my lats weren't tapped out strength-wise there, but felt a little bit in my pec shoulder area
Not enough to be concerned, but enough to where we're gonna go for that max set, you know? That max pump out, not pump out, but that max weight set. We'll put 2 plates on there, see how we feel. And, you know, I'll know quickly if it's gonna be a solid set. Excuse me. Or if it's one of those sets we tap out at the second rep because we know something's wrong. But I think, I think we're gonna be all right. Alrighty, so we're making laziness gains today. I didn't feel like taking the quarter off, so I just threw another quarter on top of both of them. So instead of using an extra 20 pounds on each side, why won't this open up? Instead of using, oh, it's stuck, that's why. Instead of using an extra 20 pounds on each side, we use an extra 25 pounds on each side. So, you know, an additional 10 pounds of weight. So it's kind of like we're lifting the work set we planned on, plus a fat baby on there. So let's see what we can do. Like I said, we'll know real quick if it's gonna go well, or if it's not going well. Ooh. But it's always worth trying, man. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. That went 0 to 100. It felt good, felt a little tightness, but it was mainly here where there's still some stuff, a little solid in there. So I knew that's why it felt tight. It wasn't really the muscle. It didn't quite drain out yet. We got eaten up by the white blood cells. That was solid. We're gonna do, God, I wanna try to do some pull-ups today. Saying I want to, like I'm not gonna, I can't do them. Let's find out. I'm gonna try to do some pull-ups today. And a good couple sets of those scat shrugs. From there, we'll go in the posing room and see where we're at, baby. Whew. So I have to preface this by saying, for my own sake, I can't tell you how many years it's been since I've done a pull-up. And I'm 230 pounds. So anybody's saying, oh, I can do 50 in a row, but you weigh $150? Man, I could do 50 of those too. But let's see what we can do with some big boy weight, right? And if it's none, then we won't upload it. All right. God, this is weird. Okay. Nope. Oh. A little fast. Maybe a little choppy, but banged a couple out for sure. Whew. Tell you the truth, I stopped because I felt a little bit in here, and just holding my hamstrings out there, it's starting to cramp up a little bit. But that went a lot smoother than I expected. I will say though, this pull-up is a little more narrow than I would have liked. That was in there, it's kind of tight. So next time we do them, we'll try using the pull-up bars on the jungle gym, where we can get a little bit wider, but I call that a success. I'm gonna do some scap shrugs. Not gonna make you guys watch those again this week. We put them up recently. and then I'll see you in the posing room. Whew. Hey guys. So, back day's finished up. We had a good one today. It's nice to be able to really load it again without fear. You know, last week when I tried to do that, those black lap pull down machines, right? Or just the one machine, I guess. My bicep was super tight because I hadn't done anything with it in 2 weeks. So we were stretching it properly. Today, we were able to do that full work set, no problem. Bicep felt great. Whew. We're, as far as week by week, we're 230 today, like 230 on the nose. Last week, on today's date, you know, whatever, Monday last week, or last back day rather, we were 228.8. So we're up about 1.2 pounds. So if we can continue relatively close to that stream going up week by week, I'm not too mad about that. We're gonna start pushing carbs a little bit heavier, but overall, I think we're in good shape, man. On that note, let's remove the pump cover, aka a t-shirt, right? And see what we're dealing with today, man. Oh, okay. I gotta get more pairs of these things. I freaking love these pants. I call them my fancy pants. Okay. Ooh. Oh, my back's full of blood. That's for sure. Whew. This looks solid right now. Ooh. Yeah, this is still healing up nicely, but I'm getting some more red marks because I gotta leave it alone today and just let it air dry and bleed and stuff because I keep ripping band-aids off it. At this point, I'm ripping off skin. It's starting to hurt. All right, the back day. The reason we're here. Oh. Looking solid. Got everything still. Whew, still moving around. Should we see the leggies? Yeah, all right. We'll take a quick look. All righty. How do they look? Gotta get in the line of the camera for you guys. Whew. They're not bad today. They're not bad. You can tell they're a little tired. But, you know, that's okay. Tired's okay. So long as they're still attached, right? Tired leg's a good leg. Calves are there, which is nice. Just gotta fill this chest back out. It's the only part of me that's still a little, not where I want it to be, you know? Because of my injuries that I had last year, that you guys are learning about, you know, me telling you now, since we were really, we're uploading content on YouTube last year. But it was basically a pec tear. It was the best, no, it was the worst of a best case scenario last year. Because it didn't tear off the bone, but it was about to. So I've had a little trouble building that back up. It's good, you know, don't get me wrong. They're popping, but we'll get it back. We'll get it back in all its glory. It was about a year ago now. Whew. Man, and on that note, it's 100 degrees in here. I'm gonna get out of here, run to the grocery store, get some food because we gotta up our food a little bit. Gotta put some more weight on, baby. Eat big to get big. And I'll see you in the car. We'll go over the details of what happened in today's workout. Try terms of what numbers went up, where we're standing. I'm gonna stretch, and then I'll see you in the car, baby.
Back day done, baby. We are back in the car, going to the grocery store, and I am fierce kind of hungry. Ooh. God, I wish I could flip this camera around while I'm driving. We got a military-style Hummer. Wait, with somebody with an Olympia jacket hopping out of it. We're right by the gym. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like, military-style Hummer. Make a vegan, freaking climate change activist cry type of Hummer. That's sick. I want one. I don't know. There's a whole smokestack on the back of it too. Like, man, that thing's running on diesel and coal. So we smashed it today, man. Did a great workout. Saw a lot of good people. Saw some old friends. And here's what happened. So last week, being careful with the shoulder. I'm still pissed they got rid of my my dumbbell row, like, bench. It was a bench just for dumbbell rows. You know, I understand it being the piece to go because not everybody used it, since dumbbell rows are easier off the rack, and it took up as much space as a regular bench would. So I get it. But I did my dumbbell rows off the rack today, obviously, since they took my bench away. And last week, we went up to the 150s. Like I said, being safe, being cool, calm. Today, we threw the 180s up again. Nice solid 7. 2 times during that set, we like set it on the ground for a quarter of a second and then just threw it back up. Just to get like a stop pause in there, a rest pause. So that was good. That felt great. It felt nice to throw that weight around again. You know, just for my ego, mainly. We're seeing the shoulder coming down a little bit in a good way. Starting to look like my other shoulder. We have that giant bubble going on in there. Besides that, man, that car's fucked. I'm back with a tow truck. Besides that, man, what did we do? I told you about the black lap pull downs. That went great today. Whew. The car in front of me reeks of weed. Reeks of it. Because I'm getting secondhand high just sitting here. Gross. But, God, I'm losing my train of thought a little bit. The high V-bar rows, we got those basically as heavy as we used to, just like 1 or 2 reps off, which is great. We're not using some stuff that was making us stronger before. So our strength going down is pretty much on par to that. I worked in with somebody, made a new friend on the low hammer rows. Same thing, warmed up at 2 plates, nice easy 8 reps, 3 1/4 for a prop set, and then threw 5 plates on there for a heavy balls out work set. That was a good one. Oh man, still feel that squeeze of that row bat, those rows. From there, ordinarily it would be rack pulls. I knew my shoulder still wasn't ready for it, and everything's still a little tight, so I didn't fuck with rack pulls yet. I can tell my hammies are tight, and I saw a stupid Instagram video of somebody tearing their hamstring, and that that got in my head today. So I'm like, maybe today's not the day for rack pulls. Maybe that's a sign. So I stayed far away from that squat rack today. From there, we got onto the parkway. Did our the red lap pullovers. You saw that. Attempted some pull-ups. You saw that. That went way better than I thought it would, by the way. Way better. When I was because I was holding myself there, right? I was hanging, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't gonna go too well. But you got to trust yourself, man. You got to trust your own strength. Because hanging there, I'm pretty heavy, you know. But my back was like, oh, bro, we got this. Don't even sweat it. So I just threw myself up. I'm like, oh, okay. The hardest part of that was really the room I had to do it, because I was on an assisted pull-up machine. And obviously you saw we weren't using any assist in anything, but there was like a base on the bottom of it, so I couldn't let my feet dangle down. I had to kind of curl them back. So I was holding the hamstring curl of my legs the whole time. And I was feeling like a little cramp starting to start up there, and a little bit in my lower back, because I was kind of arching it all to keep my feet away from that level on the bottom, you know? So next time we do pull-ups, we're going to go in the middle of one of those jungle gyms, like I said before. It felt good to add those back in, not going to lie. You know? And there's something powerful about doing pull-ups at, you know, let's just say over 200 pounds, right? Because there's something powerful about doing pull-ups over 250, but we're not 250. So let's just say there's something powerful about doing pull-ups over 200 pounds, you know? Because you're pulling up some weight. You're not pulling up, you know, a 12-year-old girl doing pull-ups at gymnastics class. You're pulling up an animal, a freaking animal. God, speaking of animals, I saw something that was hysterical the other day. So did you know, and this should be dieting motivation for everybody, I've been telling everybody about it, I'm laughing my ass off. Did you know that if you're too fat, too heavy, too much weight, and just too large of a person, right, too fat, and you can't fit into a standard MRI machine, you know, there are MRI machines that are a little bit bigger for bigger people, fatter people, right? I'm not trying to be politically correct at all, so fatties. But, you know, they're few and far between, so they could say, like, hey, there's one 4 hours away. Or they send you to use an MRI at the zoo. A zoo MRI machine. It's like, ma'am, you're about the circumference of a hippopotamus, so why don't you step in here with Sally, the hippo? You know, she's going to go first, you're going to go, and then Stu the gorilla is going to hop in there next. Now, my mind went to two things. First things first, that's fucking hysterical. I was laughing my ass off. Second thing was, how jacked do I need to get to have to be MRI'd at the zoo? Because, man, when I get to that point, I'm going to book an MRI just for funsies, to be able to say one day that I was so jacked, they had to give me an MRI at the zoo. I was in line between Alex the gorilla and, let's say, I forgot his name in the Jungle Book, King something or other, the orangutan. All right. The tiger was late, so we took his spot. He can fight us, it doesn't matter. But man, that's a fitness goal right there, if I've ever seen one myself. You know, it reminds me of, I was at the beach last year? Yeah, it sounds right. Like last summer I was at the beach one day, and we had these really old beach chairs. Now, if Chunkamunka broke a chair, they'd be horrified. I sat in the chair, I broke it. I took a picture with it. I was so proud. So proud, man. I was cracking up. And then I sat on the floor and ate pasta out of a Tupperware on the beach with a beef shake. Man, I was pissing myself laughing. That's still one of my favorite pictures. The picture itself isn't great, but just knowing the story behind the photo is what makes it, you know? Those are some of the best photos in your phone, where you took a shitty picture, right? And you're upset that it's not the best photo, but you remember the story behind it. Man, Man, those are the good ones. Those are the good ones, baby. Oh boy. So the plan for tomorrow, what I'm thinking is, we're gonna smash chest, obliterate it. And then I'm thinking post-workout, we need to go get a haircut because we're starting to look a little, we're not looking homeless yet, but I got meetings and stuff this week, and I'd like to look as sharp as humanly possible, like a gorilla that just got groomed. So we go clean ourselves up tomorrow, maybe get the sun out of my baby blues. That's better. And on that note, guys, we're gonna ride off into the sunset, get some food, go home, cook a bunch of food, and I'll see you tomorrow for a pec-poppin', powerful chest day, baby. Let's get it.